I think it will continue, honestly, forever, in a sense. I think that his music will be around forever. Mozart's music, Mozart's still influencing people. That was 400 years ago.
Somebody at Island Records called me up and said, Bob Marley and the Wailers are playing tonight, do you want to come? And I went, yeah, absolutely. And then I thought about it and I thought, no, I don't want to go. It's going to spoil the magic of that night. Because there are ultimate gigs, and when you're in, you go to gigs and some are good, some are bad, but there are ones that are so special you never ever forget them. And I suppose in a way it's like eating your favourite box of chocolates. You've got to know when to stop. And I didn't want to go and see a different show, because that show in Jamaica that night in Kingston had been absolutely spectacular.
I think people put in a bit too much pressure on the gentleman. He love woman, man.
It's not uncommon for anyone growing up in Jamaica to have kids with different women, and of course, if you're an artist like Bob, the great Bob, of course, there are going to be more options.
I believe that in Jamaica, even the next guy in the band that play the bass, they call him Family Man, yeah, because he have many children, you see. So, being Bob Marley now, and you love woman, and as a Rasta, them don't believe in conception, like probably abortion and stuff like that, and from a woman get pregnant, if you have a baby. so you have a lot of children, you know what I mean? See, so you're trying to ask me if Bob Marley was a bedroom bully, but I don't think so. A lot of guys love it, a lot of girls love that as well, you know what I mean? For Bob Marley was a handsome man, so, you know what I mean? Enough woman would want to be with a handsome man, you know, see?
Marley was becoming revered as a mystic and prophet. His influence was noted by politicians. When Bob was approached by the then Prime Minister Michael Manley, offering to stage a free concert, he agreed. Throughout the island, civil war raged between rival political factions. And now that Bob had become an international celebrity, politicians sought to use him as a pawn in their power struggles. On the night of 25th of November 1976, assassins crept into his mansion and opened fire. Bob, along with Rita and his manager Don Taylor, were among those hit.
As a manager in the music business, the most remarkable event that happened in Bob Marley's career to me is when his manager took the bullet. We've seen all the movies about the security people around the American president. Would you take the bullet? He apparently, if I can remember rightly, he was at home or in his manager's house and some assassin came in to shoot him, and Don Taylor, his manager, leant across him and took the bullet. Now, in Jamaica, there's always been terrible violence to do with politics and elections. I think it was at the time of one of the elections, and both parties tried to claim him as their own so that they could get his followers to vote for their party. And it was a political situation. Somebody obviously felt it was better to have him off the scene, and then he couldn't be used by either party. Well, being a manager, you think about that and think, my acts are quite nice, but I don't think I'm going to take the bullet for them.
There was a politician thing going on in Jamaica at the time, trying to pull him on this side, what party. But because he was on God's side, they never agree with that. So they tried to frighten him.
Bob Marley was shot by a politician, Yeah? To be a president in Jamaica, you have to be corrupted. Any kind of politician, you have to be corrupted. I don't think Bob Marley would want to be a president because politics is too corrupted.
Whether or not Bob Marley would have made a good politician is difficult to say. I think he might have declined to be a politician, but I think he would have made a great politician's advisor.
If he was an MP, the area would be positive, Anyone would tell you if he was an MP, But the politician, very dangerous, Politics is life and death, Very selfish.
How could a man who fight against politics become a politician? You see? Bob Marley was more like a revolutionist. Yeah? Bob Marley was like the vice for Rasta, because the things what Rasta was saying in Jamaica, Bob Marley could say it for them through the music. And the way Jamaica is, you have one television station at those days. Yeah? And most people listen to the radio. Or you buy the paper. Some people couldn't afford the paper. So a lot of people listen to the music. That's why you have reggae music more times so well political in a way, because people can get the message when they want to hear through the music. You see? So Bob music is like a vice Rasta, because everything time you hear Bob talk about Rastafari, you know, because it was nothing else than a Rasta. You see?
Ghetto youth, tired of the constant political infighting, banded together in a mammoth reggae concert for peace. It ended with Prime Minister Michael Manley and opposition leader Edward Seaga on stage, shaking hands in an appeal for peace. The man responsible for it all, they say, was Bob Marley. Bob, you've been labeled a powerful political individual. How do you regard that?
Well, I mean, yeah, we try to make really bring peace, knowing that we really can't solve the problem with a war, you know. It doesn't really solve a problem. We don't feel like really killing someone. Whose problem am I going to solve when I kill someone? You know what I mean? So I figure the peace is the best thing. And that's why I go ahead and work with it, because it was a spiritual thing that happened.
But isn't what you need some sort of social, legislative change? The economic conditions are bad. You have a lot of people who are unemployed.
What's really going to happen now is that we don't really want the island to change. We want the world to change.
And his music is how he gets his message across. Rastafarianism is very popular in Jamaica, yet in Canada and the United States it has a bad reputation. People are associated with drugs and the trafficking of marijuana and violence, police arrests.
Yeah, man, them crucified Christ, remember? Christ was a Christian and them crucified Christ, say him is not what it is.
No, but let's go back to the facts. People have been arrested, and the Rastafarians in Toronto, for example, have a very bad reputation.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't say that the Rastafarians have a bad reputation. I would say people give the Rastafarians bad reputation because the Rastafarians, I mean, you know what I mean? All of these things happening before the Rastafarians even start coming to Canada anyway around here.
But the things that are very obvious are things like the way you look. Right? To most people who are very conservative in dress, you look quite strange. Plus the fact that you advocate smoking marijuana.
Yeah, you think this. I'll show you this now. Could they tell God that it's not legal?
No, but
they couldn't tell God that it's not legal.
You have a very strong religious belief, but other people don't necessarily share that. And what they see are the obvious things. And isn't it, in fact, true that many Jamaican people get involved in the trafficking of marijuana and therefore get the bad reputation associated with Rastafarians?
People get trafficking. You see, I don't really know anything about those parts of life, you know. All I know about is Rastafari, you know, and try bringing this truth to the people. What the people do with them life, I don't really know about that. I know about my own.
Okay, what is your own? What's your music to you?
The music to me, the music is more than music to me. It go further than music, you know. It go with I don't know, it further than music.
But you used it as a strong message. I mean, words like a hungry man is an angry man.
The music used me.